Hey now, Steve Severs here at the Hall of Heavy Metal History Red Carpet. It's also the premiere of Band vs. Brand's music documentary. It's going to be amazing red carpet. Let's go see who we can talk to. So here, Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. Where did your passion for music come from? A certain album inspired it, a live performance, or?
You know, it's funny, my parents' records, they had a stack of like old 45s that were like doo-wop and 50s music and some of the early 60s stuff. So that's my earliest impression of music, and just great songs. So, you know, as I got older and I got into, after I got past the Beatles and the Stones and the Monkees and stuff like that, then I started getting into more poppier music, actually. I had like K-Tel records, you know. You younger kids don't know what those are. But K-Tel used to be a record company that put out compilations of pop music. And so I had a few of those, and I was into John Denver and stuff, Carpenters, and, you know. Then I got turned on to Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple by my cousin. And that's when the real, like, I started to get like, wow, this is good stuff. I got very deep into it. And then I briefly toyed with the idea of being a musician myself. I ended up deciding that I wasn't any good, and why do we need another mediocre guitar player in the world when I can do stuff
with drums?
when I couldn't be behind the scenes and work with bands and promote stuff that I like. So I started road managing a band that played Long Island clubs, and we did 2 or 3 nights a week regularly at different clubs, and you know, the odd night here and there. And that's how I got started. Then I started managing bands outright. And then I moved to California. I got involved in writing for magazines. And then the TV thing came along. And that was a whole new evolution. I got to be in front of the camera. So I have an outlet, a creative outlet to a degree. And it just helps me, again, to interview bands like Testament. You know, friends of mine, great band, fabulous people, you know, great music. And later on I worked for Gibson Guitars. They were one of my clients, Testament, and we were able to give them some free shit, and that was good. And so that also feeds the passion, you know, like when you get to work with artists on an intimate level, you get to know them as people. I was in the studio while these guys were recording the Low album. You know, they're doing guitar overdubs and and vocal overdubs, and got to watch that creative process very up close and personal. Being in recording studios is a very interesting thing. It shows you how hard artists work to make the records that you hear. You know, it seems like it's just bam, bam, easy, but it's not. It's a long, laborious process. So again, that feeds my passion for music, because I get to see all these things and enjoy it, on an intimate level. And being in front of the camera, I get to talk to the artists about these experiences, what's coming up, what they're working on, what are they going to do, and that is all good stuff. Consequently, the TV show has started to branch out into doing documentary films. Tonight, you're going to see a film called Band vs. Brand, and it's about the concept of the name, like a name like Testament, say, or Megadeth, or Kiss, and the power that has, as opposed to who are the individual members. Die-hard fans always want their purists, right? They want the guys that played on the records that they love to be together still. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes new people come in. Some guys who were there in the beginning fade out. They can't play anymore. They develop drug habits. They, or some people pass away. Or they just check out. They get religion. I mean, any number of things happen.
Yeah.
So, when that happens, other people have to be brought in, because it's about keeping the train rolling, the name out there, and for the principals involved, it's still a way for them to, earn money and make a living.
Yeah.
So I see both sides of it. I'm, a purist to a degree. I wish the original Kiss were still back together, right?
Yeah.
Nothing against Tommy Thayer, who's a wonderful guy, and I've known him for ages, 30 years I've known him. Good guy, great player. Eric Singer, same thing. But to me, the Kiss is Gene, Paul, Ace, and Pete. I'm a purist. I grew up with that. So, but by the same token, Ace and Peter, for whatever reason, are not able to be in the band, and that's debatable, whatever those reasons are.
Yeah.
And those guys are filling those slots and doing a more than capable job. So for casual fans who just want to hear the songs, see the faces out there, see the bombs and the explosions, that's cool, you know what I mean? I don't hate on people for that, you know. I just, for me, you know, I still like the fact that Aerosmith is still together, right?
Yeah.
The original classic band is still together. There's something to be said for that. And have they had their ups and downs personally?
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Drug shit, emotional problems, whatever. So, again, I see both sides. It would be great to have the original guys, but it's not always possible. So, the Band versus Brand movie examines that dynamic and tries to give the average viewer some insight, like what's the business side of it. So that's the idea.
It's going to be screened anywhere else besides tonight?
Well, it'll be out on DVD on March 16th.
March 16th.
Yeah, through Cleopatra Entertainment. So that's the good part. It'll be screening tonight. I think that's going to be the only public airing that we know of thus far. But I suggest people go check out Cleopatra Entertainment. They're online on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Or go to realitychecktv.com. In case you forget.
Is that your personal social media?
Right, realitychecktv.com. We'll be featuring it on our website. And it's going to be great, you know. I mean, we've done other documentaries. We did one recently with the same producer-director, Bob Nalbandian. Give him all the credit. He's brought us into the process of helping him with his movies. And so this is another thing that's out there with our name on it, and we're excited. So,
thank you so much. It was a very inspiring interview. Appreciate it.